Well, now let's go back to David Pinder. We'll talk about it, Dave.
Introducing first, representing the New World Order, from Juliana, Florida, Scott Hall!
Scott Hall, as I look to my right, and you'll see here momentarily, being joined by Six this week. As always, he never comes out here by himself. But Eric Bischoff said something, the fact that if Sting shows up, that we want to take over Nitro. I mean, what's he doing? Just pulling stipulations out of his hat?
They're grabbing at straws.
Yes, exactly.
They are grabbing at straws. They got it thrown back in their face. Let's settle in now and get ready for this action as we head towards that cage match that will happen here tonight.
Well, like you said, Tony, for me to get my emotions up, and I have. And you see J.J. Dillon, you see Gene Okerlund, everybody is on that pitch today. Everybody's emotions are running really high today. So when this match is going to take place, and when Hogan steps in that ring with Piper, and that cage is lowered, talk about the adrenaline going, talk about the emotion. It's going to be wonderful. It's going to be great.
It is going to be. And now, within the last hour, has become the biggest match we've ever had, and you're going to see it here in just a few moments in the cage. The match is on. Hogan and Piper.
All right. There is no way the WCW is going to let down millions and millions of people, and especially all the people here in this facility here at the MGM Grand.
Well, they had their run. They didn't get what they wanted. Let's get on with our business.
His opponent from Chicago is the total package, Lex Luger!
Luger and Hall with Larry Zbyszko, the special referee.
And there is genuine hatred between Larry Zbyszko and Scott Hall. And Ray, holy moly, hey Ray, can you hear me? Yes, can you hear me? Larry Zbyszko went on record by saying I'm going to call it down the middle. Can he do that tonight?
If anybody can do it, Larry Zbyszko can do it. No nonsense kind of guy.
Zbyszko felt by calling it down the middle, calling it a legal match, and having Luger rack Scott Hall, which he believes he can do, then that will be the worst insult that the nWo, the Outsiders, the Wolfpack can ever have.
Now, I think Scott Hall is going to test Zbyszko. He's going to see just how much he can get away with. And Zbyszko said that he hates Scott Hall. He also said he likes Luger.
No, I know he does.
I hope Luger doesn't try to get away with too much, because Larry says he's going to call it down the middle, and he is.
All right.
He's not only got to contend with Scott Hall, guys, he's got to contend with the nWo. Six is out there. We know they're in the building. They have just had the ball thrown back in their court, so I guarantee you, they right now are thinking of ways to mess this thing up. Right or wrong? Yes or no? Yay or nay?
Yay, yes, right.
Right, got it. Ditto.
Thank you. A lot of jawing going on as we anticipated. Zbyszko.
Toothpick out of the mouth, he says. It's in the diner. Lose the wood.
He's going to lose it. Oh. On the face of Zbyszko. And that gives an opening for Lex Luger. Larry calls for the bell. Here we go.
The legendary Larry Zbyszko. The man on the hot seat right now in this matchup right here. These two guys don't like each other, period. Much less throwing Zbyszko in the middle of the fray.
There's the man, Larry Zbyszko, that retired, the legendary Bruno Sammartino.
Scott Hall backs away, but Zbyszko forces himself in this match. That's what he's got to do here. He has to physically get involved. I don't mean hit somebody. I mean when they do not give a legal break.
Call it down the middle, do what's right.
He has the power, the physical attributes to move him out.
Come on.
Once again, he calls the break. And there he goes. Zbyszko calling the break on both ends. And he has a little argument as Six remains on the outside. And it's amazing. Zbyszko in charge, and the referee certainly has the prerogative to run people away from ringside. But he's enabling Six to stay in the corner of Scott Hall. Side headlock by Hall here.
Well, after what we've heard and what just went down, I know it's going to be hard to keep the nWo away from ringside or anything. So, you know, he feels comfortable with what he's got going in there. At the duties he has at hand, that's what he needs to stay steady on.
You know, Dusty, all the matches I've had in my career and you've had and we've been involved in, you ever remember anybody at all saying they were going to leave unless their demands were met for them? They were going to walk out on a sold-out capacity event like this?
No, it was a statement that made the world stand up that is watching this thing tonight and really see what kind of organization the nWo is, and what needed to be done was done by James J. Dillon and WCW. I guarantee you, it spoke volumes about what is going on right now here at WCW.
I don't ever remember someone trying to hold up like that.
No,
hold everybody up.
Well, if anybody was, they the ones that will.
Good to see JJ back, and good to see JJ back in the driver's seat.
And right now, Luger's in the driver's seat.
He sure is. Zbyszko calling for the break on the ropes.
See if you can get him back. Gotta get your head in there. There you go.
He's calling it down the middle.
That's what he's doing, and you know, that's what Scott Hall stares at Zbyszko. I'm not so sure if that is a stare out of hatred or out of surprise that Zbyszko is going to this extent to call it down the middle. But Larry's always been a man of his word. A good look at the living legend. And now Hall wants this Greco-Roman knuckle lock show of strength here with Lex Luger, and you can just look and see that Luger hasn't lost many of those. But Scott Hall is a very talented individual, very cagey as well. He knows what he's doing in there.
Rain, what do you think about the slow start of this thing? You know, there's a lot of jockeying for position here. They really got a slow pace going right here, and I think that's because of Larry Zbyszko being there as special referee.
Exactly, and he's watching everything very closely. He's watching six on the floor, and he's calling it the same for Luger as he is Hall. But you're right, it is a slow pace. They're slowing things down. Hall started out with the toothpick, tried to test Zbyszko right there. Luger, he wasn't breaking. He knows Zbyszko will get in and push you away. So I think they both want to see exactly what they can get away with.
There's a lot of pain being applied right here by Scott Hall. Tremendous athlete, make no mistake about it, but really pulling on him right there.
You know, I'm not so sure this has really been a slow start. We've just been on an emotional roller coaster.
No, I don't mean slow start. I mean like sometimes when you start a ball game, you don't throw a pass in the first down. Don't contradict me.
Well, I'm getting ready to contradict you again, and that is by telling you that we've been on an emotional roller coaster.
So it looked like a slow start.
That's right. I mean, we were all excited. I mean, look how Flair ended up with Kurt Hennig, and what we heard from Eric Bischoff. All of a sudden, we get back to a match. And they're going at it here.
Hey, Tony, in the middle of that, a woman beat a man.
Well, like Tony was talking about, you know, we had a match with Mongo. You had Bill Goldberg get involved. You had all this other action, and we couldn't even concentrate on any of that because we were thinking about what Hogan and Bischoff were going to do.
Yeah, and can you imagine, if you look back on what's happened, Mongo, truly one of the toughest. The fact that he no longer has his Super Bowl ring, holy Moses, I wouldn't want to be. I think he cares a little bit more about the ring than he does the misses.
Hey, you see the power right here of Luger trying to get out of this thing. Scott Hall's had that wrenched back in there. All them shoulder muscles be hurt. Try to turn it around right now, Kenny. A lot of power shown right there.
Oh, Nelly.
There in the corner again.
Pull him out, pull him out.
And Larry Zbyszko not so quick to call for a break at times. You notice that?
Well, sometimes you gotta let it go, you know, just a little bit.
I understand. Now, Luger.
See, and Larry's having his problems with six, and you noted that earlier.
And he's calling for the break. Scott Hall comes out of the corner with force. Sending Luger down. Now Luger goes back to the mat. Scott Hall with a running start of a lariat. Sent Luger down. Both men are down. No one has really attempted a win yet. Hall up. Now beginning to overtake Luger. Beginning to get the offensive momentum going his way.
Come on, break it off the rope. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Get him off the rope.